We're going to try ISO number 16 out of 20 on the drawing sheet. Now, first thing that we need to do is get an idea of the dimensions and the length, width, height, and any fillets and edges that we need. Counting this up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to be 8 units wide. Checking the dimensions in the depth, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units deep. And then checking the height, well, it's really hard to check the height over here, but let's go ahead and I'm going to just extend a line out and then extend a line down. We should be able to count those squares pretty easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be 10 units high. So we have an 8 by 5 by 10. I see several different things that we need to do here. We're going to need to put fillets around the edges. There's a couple of holes that are in line with those fillets. There are fillets on the outer edge, and there are also, we could make this a circle up here, but if we start with a block, we could just as easily use these as 2 different fillets, and that'll keep us from having to make a sketch in order to get that to happen. We're going to have to extrude a circle out from this, I don't know what to call that, this expander that comes out, and we're going to have to drill a hole in the whole thing whenever we're done. Kind of looks like a toilet paper roll dispenser, or half of it anyway. So here's what we're going to do. Let's start with the base first, and then let's work our way up and then around. So when we create it, we're going to create up, and then we're going to create over, and then drill any holes that we need to drill. So starting with the base, 8 by 5, let's create a new document, and let's name it 20 ISOs 16. So we're going to create a new document. We're going to call it 20 ISOs number 16. And while we're waiting for it to load, we're going to create a sketch, and create a sketch on the top view. Move the panel so where you can see the top view only. And we're going to make this 8 by 5. 8 by 5. So make a rectangle and make that rectangle 8 by 5 inches. When you get done with that, ooh, Lord, make sure that you don't do that. When you get done with that, make sure that you, let me get this back to where I can actually see it, extrude, and we're going to extrude this up, but we're only going to go up the length of the base, which is just 1 unit high. So when we extrude, we're going to extrude 1 unit, and then we're going to be good. Okay, from there, let's get a block out on the side, and let's use that block to expand it outwards. So this block is going to be 1, 2 units in, and 1, 2 units in, and this block is also going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 units thick. So we're going to be making a 4 by 2 rectangle, and then we're going to extrude it up 9 inches. Okay, so to get where this spot is on the rectangle, we're going to have to use a little bit of geometry in order to be able to get to that spot. So double check and make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have to go 2 in this way. We're going to have to go 2 in this way. And we're also going to have to go 2 in this way. So I think let's try this. We're going to make a sketch. We're going to click on the top part here. And to make an easy way to find where this rectangle is, let's just make 2 rectangles that are 2 by 2 on the left side, and let's make another rectangle that's 2 by 2 on the right side. That way what's left in the middle has to be 4 inches by 2 inches. So the one in the middle is the one that we're going to be extruding upwards, and we can leave the other 2 on there if you want to. Go back to an isometric view, and we can finish our sketch. When we click extrude, notice you've got 3 options here. You could extrude this part of the sketch, or the right part of the sketch, or the middle. We're going to go for the middle, and we're going to make it 9 units high. Click the green check mark, and it goes up there quite a bit. Finish it so that you have a nice solid surface, and let's see what we can go with. Check the top view to make sure that it's the same distance on both sides. From an isometric view, it almost looks like this side is longer, but that's not the case by looking at the top view. So we're going to use the fillet command this time to get these edges that are going around this way. Instead of thinking about it as a cut, think of it like a weld or an additive fillet if you've got it between 2 corners like this, or it's making a corner on the inside. So we're going to go back here and say this fillet is 2 inches, and these fillets up here are also 2 inches. So let's go ahead and just handle all of those at the same time. I'm going to click the fillet button, and I'm going to make sure that my radius is 2 inches. And we're going to click here, and we're going to have to move over to the other side, click here, and click on both edges up on top. Notice that they they curve a different way. So we've got all 4 of these fillets done at the same time. Go ahead and click the green check mark, and this looks pretty close to what we have over here. The only thing that we're going to need to do is add this circle and do some fillets and holes. Let's do the bottom fillets next, and we can go ahead and do the holes while we're at it. Moving back, we're going to use the fillet command again. These holes are 1.5 inches in, so we're going to change the radius to 1.5, and I'm going to make both of these fillets down here. Click the green check mark. To get the holes, we're going to just sketch some circles, and we're going to cut those circles out. So I'm going to make a sketch on the flat part of the shape. I'm going to click the circle, and this circle is going to, remember, move over to the edge of the fillet and then move your mouse till it snaps into place. It's going to be the edge of your circle. These circles inside, these holes, are going to have a diameter of 1 inch. So we're going to make a diameter of 1 inch for both, and move back to an isometric view, finish the sketch, click extrude. We're going to make sure that we are selecting remove, and we're going to remove both circles and make sure you drag it down so that you get all of it done. Click the green checkbox and double check and make sure that the holes actually worked. They did in this case. Okay, now we're going to make our circle up top, and then we're going to drill a hole through. So we're going to make another sketch. I'm going to click on the flat surface here, go to the front view, and I'm going to make a circle. I should be able to get the center of the circle by moving up to the top and then stretching down. Click here, and we're going to make our diameter inside 2. Double check and make sure that that's correct. 1, 2, that is totally correct. Okay, then we're going to make another circle, and this other circle is going to go the entire length. So it's going to have a diameter of 4. Make sure that it actually is right on 4. Okay, click the green check mark, and we should have a donut on this outside. Go to an isometric view and click extrude, and we're going to extrude, I guess we better double check that. We're going to extrude out 1, 2 units. We're going to extrude out 1, 2 units. We're going to click here, and we're going to extrude out 2 units. And notice that the fillets on the bottom are already taken care of because we're just extruding this circle outwards. Now, what we can do is we can use this inner circle, and we can just use it to finish our cut on the inside. So when we make another sketch, we can start our circle in the middle. Oops. Delete that sketch. I'm going to try again. Make another sketch and make that circle in the middle. There we go. I can actually do stuff with it now. Click the circle, and the center of the circle is already given. So I'm going to just say, hey, this circle has a diameter of 2. Finish my sketch and click extrude. Make sure it's set to remove and click this circle. Okay, you should have an arrow. If you go back to the isometric view, you can click and drag that arrow out, and we're going to go ahead and click the green check mark, and we should have a hole that goes all the way through. Okay, now that I did this shape, thinking about it, I didn't have to actually make the donut and then extrude it just to cut again. I could just make the big circle and then at the end make the little circle and cut it all the way through. It's a personal preference. Either way, it gets the job done. There are many ways to do this. There's no right way, but there's usually always a better way. Keep that in mind when you're designing your 3D models. And double checking this, looks like we have exactly what we need. This is 20 ISOs, number 16.